We're going to take a look at the Concat and TextJoin functions in Microsoft Excel in this video, and we're going to see how we could take a block of text and we could split that text apart and then join that text back together using the TextJoin and Concat functions. And we're also going to see why you should no longer use the Concatenate function in Microsoft Excel. All of that's coming up right now in this video. To see how to use the TextJoin and Concat functions, we first need some text which we need to bring back together. And so to get that text, I'm going to work with a little excerpt here from Rudyard Kipling's If poem. If you've never read this poem, it's a really great poem. I recommend it. You could go Google it and read it. But here we have a little excerpt from his poem, and we're going to break this text apart so that we can then join it back together using TextJoin and Concat. So to break this little block of text apart, I'm going to go up to the data ribbon, and on the data ribbon we have data tools and text to columns, and text to columns will split your text apart and put it into separate columns. So that's what I want for this situation. I'm going to click on that, and here it's asking me, do I want to split based upon fixed width, or do I want to split based upon a delimiter? A delimiter is something which separates items. So the items here, the words, right? The items, the words, are separated by spaces. So I'm going to choose a delimiter, and the delimiter I'm going to choose is space. And when I'll click finish right there, it'll take all of that text and it'll put it into columns, breaking it apart on the space, which is the delimiter. There's all that. I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to go over to the Live 2 workbook. And by the way, if you want to download this workbook, there's a link in the description. You can download this workbook so you could work with this exact workbook that I'm working with right here, and you could try this stuff. So I'm now going to take that text which I copied and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to choose paste as values, and there's all my text broken apart into different columns. Now I want to join that text back together. So TextJoin is the most elegant solution for doing that. I'm going to work with that first, and then I'll show you Concat. But for TextJoin, I type in TextJoin, hit tab. It asks me for the delimiter. I want a space as the delimiter, so I do double quotes with a space between it. I want to ignore the empty cells, so I'm going to choose true on that. And then it's asking me for what is my text. I could click on each of these cells individually, or I could give it a whole range. So I'm going to click up here and give it a whole range. And when I do that, you could see my formula, my function right there. TextJoin, the delimiter is a space, ignore empty spaces for all the text in this range. So when I press enter, it's going to join all of that text back together. That's pretty amazing. I love it. Concat, not quite as useful. I'll show it to you just so you're familiar with it. So equals Concat, and this will give you one more option for kind of joining text together. So I'm going to double click that to select it. And now it's asking you, hey, which text do you want to join together? So here you could start to join things together one at a time. So there's my first piece of text. And then if I wanted to have a space there, I'd have to enter my space just like that right there. And then here's my next piece of text. And if I wanted another space right there, I'd have to enter a space like that. And you can see how this is kind of laborious and it just takes a long time if you actually want to put spaces between everything. But that with Concat is the only way you could get spaces between each of the words you're joining together. So if you just were to select an entire range, and let me just show you selecting a whole range equals Concat. And if I just selected this range right there and then ended it, it's not going to put spaces between things. So that's no bueno. That's no good. Last thing I want to show you here is in the help area. So I'm going to go up to the help ribbon and choose the help icon. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to search for Concatenate. And I think Concatenate, the reason they got rid of Concatenate is because it's just a little bit hard to say. And so here's the Concatenate function. And if you look here, it says important. In Excel, basically what this says is like, don't use it anymore. In Excel 2016, Excel for the web, this function has been replaced, right? So it's been replaced, which is like, it's no longer good. We've decided there's a better solution. It's been replaced with Concat. And also TextJoin is out there for you to use also. So that's how you can work with text in Microsoft Excel. That's how you use TextJoin and Concat. In the next video that I make for this YouTube channel, I'm going to show you how you could create in Microsoft Excel a little thing which will deal a hand of cards for you in poker. And we're going to do that using the XLOOKUP function, the ran between function. So if you want to see how to do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and then also toggle that little bell so that it'll remind you when that video comes out, and you'll be able to check that out and grow your Excel skills and become smarter with technology. If there's anything you want to learn about Excel or technology or anything else related to computers, leave a comment down below in the comments, and I will make a video and teach you about that. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you being here. Hit that like button. See you next time.